Sir, no civilians allowed. Better go home, sir.
Step away,
no
sir.
civilians allowed.
A leech! A leech! It's a leech! That leech is false!
Your man!
We have to stop it!
I cannot enter. Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow. Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate...
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an...
What happened? Did you really steal that man's...
Hey! I didn't do anything, it ain't me!
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. But
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another...
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me. The Wet Boots will be proud of me.
Bloody heart, boy. What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What?
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd like to ask you a few...
No. Look, I'm not a violent man.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy...
Funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers,
The
Private.
doctors called me a liar, a coward.
Yes. Sounds like...
I'm not ashamed. I just need my pill.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live.
You don't have anywhere to go. No family.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was...
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I don't what?
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Thinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy. I won't end up another drunk arsehole living in the streets. Not me. The Wet Boots will be proud of me. stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous one...
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reid, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Good evening.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke?
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say...
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
All the good boys joined the army and the scum turned criminal. It's a shame, really.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you pleasure.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
I will return later. There's nobody here.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned. It's locked, all right. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
I should never have taken up my... Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you if...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night,
Right then. Show me what you have.
fancy buy.
You never... Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy?
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that...
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she...
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war.
That doesn't explain why.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day.
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war?
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned...
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. Oh,
Have you been hurt?
no. But that's only because I ran like hell.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business.
I see.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time at...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched. Don't let your guard down, sir.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed, isn't it?
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson to some.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a...
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few...
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants.
May I ask what you do around?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more.
How did you become the local bully every...
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But
A job? So you're racketeer...
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of...
I don't care what you think, sir.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your...
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town.
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you?
This part of town does have quite a reputation.
Totally. Look at me for...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched. Don't let your...
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reid, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world? Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked, all right.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask...
I'm not bothered. What could be...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should...
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis?
I don't go out often, but yes.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job?
Can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped...
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reid. Or...
How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Speaking of which,
My father is...
forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem...
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place.
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house.
That's exactly what my father says.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so.
So that's why you stay at home all day?
I'm not afraid of disease or death.
Goodbye, young man. Take...
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved.
Ah, Could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist.
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know? He never goes...
No. A few days ago...
Really?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but...
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man.
Where can I find this Mr. Niven?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza?
There's a war going on. People
I served in France.
Sir, streets are...
What is a journalist doing in this borough?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth?
Whitechapel is...
That's quite honorable of you. But is the pub...
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these...
I've had to run and hide more than once from...
I must confess, some of my rational views have been...
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach...
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid.
A scientist?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor...
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale?
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male...
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these...
No. But I have a disciple.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery.
You sent him on some preaching crusade?
As a true believer, Samuel...
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
Or...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
Well, you are seeking answers.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not... What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of cause.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you?
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your...
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimation.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical thing?
We must fight the disease.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something...
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my top...
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but...
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift...
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
Well,
As a doctor.
What do you mean?
The beast.
I have heard enough. Goodbye.
The walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask... I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? You don't seem to need my medical attention for now. Very well. Goodbye, then. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. I cannot enter.
Not a safe place right now, sir. Inhuman! Kill it!
Back, demon! Back! God walks with me! Step back!
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which...
Really? Are you an artist?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not?
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius? Not interested in your talent? I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek...
The place is not beautiful per se, but...
Do you not think it a little more...
On the contrary...
What can you tell me?
Not much.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth.
One day, perhaps. I'll ask.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle...
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid...
Vivid, of course, yes.
Oh yes, the poignant distress.
Did you know the mute florist is a...
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this...
Are you not curious?
That girl had...
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Doctor.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the...
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
No.
If you say so. But as a...
Thank you, Doctor. But we both...
Are you aware that your life could be in danger?
But this is where I must be to feel...
I understand your need for solitude.
I don't care. I don't have many friends.
If some misfortune came upon you, who...
Well, you, for a start, my dear doctor.
If some misfortune...
Well, you...
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation?
Terrible, you say?
What are you talking?
Do you remember...
Yes. The enjoyable...
Most people...
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Made flesh, I tell you. Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Whitechapel is not just disease, desertion, and despair.
And trickery. You are blinded by your
Price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
It's locked.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced.
I am Darius Petrescu.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu?
Who knows?
Don't be embarrassed.
It's quite awkward.
This war won't last forever.
No.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied.
I know my days are numbered.
But Romania escaped the ground.
It is not a...
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she...
I'm her oldest friend.
You mean occupied Romania?
Really?
I know you fought.
I know my...
But Romania...
It is not a...
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane. She seems important.
More than you...
Tell me everything you know about...
I do not believe in the after...
Who is she, really?
She's not from around here, that's all.
You say she has no...
Well, there's that...
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is a...
Are you in love?
Don't be stupid.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous...
Yes.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recent...
Tell me everything you know about Camellia.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu. What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. Yes. I have this, nurse. Allow me to finish the procedure alone. I need the room.
I'd prefer to stay and see this through. This is my patient, Doctor. I have needle and thread for stitching the wound.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone. Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the other company's fluids. That's our Doctor.
Yes, but... Let's take some samples of the blood analysis.
It has my bad manners. do I owe this courtesy?